it's kind of like knowing how to do the do's and don'ts. I think most certainly the don'ts are to walk into a property with a lot of ego and start throwing your weight around with the tenants, because they most certainly are not going to like that. You need to realize that when you're buying a commercial property, one of the biggest fear factors is the tenant, who's going to say, oh, what are they buying the property for? Are they going to throw me out? Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the first things you want to do is to go in and make friends with your tenant, find out about them, engage with them, how their business is doing. The last thing you want to do is shake the tree, make too many changes. You want to show the tenant that you want to work with them, that you want them to thrive, and you want to assist them for their businesses to thrive. It's like buying a commercial business. It's like buying any business. If you go in there and you make massive changes straight away, everybody's going to be very unsettled. They're going to be very nervous about it. So slowly, baby steps, work with one person at a time, adding that value.
It's important to know what the tenant wants too. Like, I've often seen landlords go, well, I'm just going to put in new toilets. When in actually fact, the tenants don't want new toilets. They want an awning out the front because they want to, extend their eating area. Or so I think it's much better to go in and build a rapport and relationship with the tenants, so you know what it is they want. So don't cost yourself a fortune in doing new toilets when the reality is they don't care about the toilet. They want an awning in order to expand their business and do a better turnover, which makes them, a better tenant. They're going to stay there longer. They're going to be more invested. So that's definitely a wise do there. Make friends, not enemies, and get to know them and their businesses and what they want. And if you have a good property manager, they will definitely be doing that on your behalf. But if you don't, I agree. Don't go in with ego. Go in and tread lightly and get to know who are these people within this building and the life that they have.
Finding a good property manager is worth more than their weight in gold. Seriously, a property manager in commercial is going to make or break your deal. And we've actually just been through an experience very recently where one of the property managers had a very disturbing disagreement with one of the tenants. And the tenants just said, well, that's it. If that's the way that you're going to treat me. He blacked off his windows. He was still on lease. And he stripped and ripped that entire, it was a retail shop, it was a cafe. He stripped and ripped the entire cafe. He stripped and ripped all the fittings and fixtures. And on the day that he had to leave, he opened the doors and walked out with everything. And he was doing this overnight. The property manager knew what was going on, but didn't have the gumption to walk in there and stop him. And as a result of that, that was a $25,000 loss to the owner for that fit out. That property manager should have been actioning that straight away. And what does that do? I mean, a $25,000 loss in fit out is loss in income, which has bearing on the value of your property. If your property is going to go down in value, it's going to affect your yield. It's going to affect your income. It's going to affect your lending rate. So there's a whole knock-on effect. That most definitely having a property manager that understands and is compassionate and can work with your tenant at the same time being firm, that goes without saying.